Good morning and good evening, or wherever you're watching or listening to this. Welcome back to After Dark with Books. I am Amanda.
Hi, good morning. I'm Melissa.
All right, so we are going to be doing a chapters recap on Onyx Storm, chapters 1 through 9. Um, and our thoughts, what we've learned so far between chapters 1 through 9. There will be spoilers in these upcoming episodes where we do different recaps of a certain amount of chapters. So we'll get into the book. So chapter 1 through 9.
Yep, one through
And
nine.
it's been 18 months since Zayden has found out he's Venom now. It's been 18
Yeah.
months. That's how it stops from Iron Flame to Onyx Storm. That's how we get back into it. It's been 18 months.
And when I was reading that, I was like, wait, 18 months? It don't seem like 18 months, right? And then I was like, oh, yeah, in the book.
In
Book
Book
world.
World.
Book
Yeah.
world.
And then they still have, Violet's still searching for a cure. I mean, it seems like right away when she found out she was on a mission.
Yeah. I even towards the end of Iron Flame, she's like, I'm going to find a cure no matter what, how long it takes me. I'm gonna find a cure for Zayden.
Yes. And they still have Jack held captive.
Yes, I was shocked. I would thought he would have got out by now, or someone would have broke him out, like one of the Venons people or
Uh,
whatever you want to call them.
Makes sense because other Venons can sense each other.
Exactly. They can.
So and in chapters 1 through 3, so right now, the Venom is actually hiding in Basgias right now. They are the scribes. If you
Yeah, and
remember, that's how a little quick war broke out. They were
Mhm.
hiding.
And I'm just like, but how did they get past the wards? Can they get past the wards like that?
I don't.
I was a little still confused on when I heard that they were hiding as scribes. Like
Yeah,
how?
I was wondering that too.
I
How?
mean, I know Zayden is obviously he's Venom. He's in the wards, but I don't know. I don't know why I was thinking like he's an obsection. A, how do you pronounce that word? Like he,
An exception, yeah.
yeah. And the other ones are not for some
Hmm.
strange reason. But yeah, I was like, how are they getting past those wards? Because they're supposed to be up. So,
Hmm.
uh, yeah. And then let's see. I'm reading notes here too.
Yeah.
Let's see, narrator. Oh yeah, we talked about the narrator in our last episode. If you wanted to go
Right.
back to that one, you can go back to that one. That was last week's episode.
Yes, I stopped listening to it and I started reading it, and then halfway through it, I needed to hear it regardless. So I ended up buying the Audible copy and listening to it because on my Kindle you can download it and it highlights the words as it reads it to you.
Hmm.
So it's easy for me to stop and highlight and take my notes for podcast.
See, that's good. I've kept through with it.
Hmm.
I'm getting used to it because, like I said in the last episode, a little brief. Uh, I listened to Fourth Wing with just the narrator. I didn't listen to it with the whole cast, so I didn't know. But listening to Iron Flame, there's a
Is that
difference.
the same narrator? I don't mean to cut you off. Is that the same
Yes.
narrator? Okay. Okay.
So yeah, it's the same narrator. It's the same
Okay.
one. So I'm almost done. I am like on chapter 56. So we're only through chapters 1 through 9 in this episode, but I am almost done with the book. So
And then so Zayden and Violet end up getting spicy and Zayden channels.
yes, because doesn't he? I remember correctly. Like he didn't want. He didn't even know. I don't think he knew he was channeling.
I don't think so either.
Because when he would then when they were done with everything or whatever they were doing, he's all look at the board, look at the board, and they're
His hand.
two different colors.
Right.
And then he's been very, I get it, he's been very standoffish because he fears that he's going to hurt her or in this and that. But I really don't think he would. That's just my opinion. I don't think he would hurt her.
I don't think so, and I think with this new venom, I think it's doing something to his powers or whatever, his signets or whatever. I think he's going numb. I think the venom is making him feel numb to everything. But you're right. I don't think
Hmm.
he would. I think that Brody and Garrett and Imogen wouldn't let him get that far.
No, and it is kind of funny though because they keep checking on Violet. They're like, "You good? You good?" Like, like they're not saying that, but kind of. They're like, "You good?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm.
fine."
Yeah.
So, and then Zayden's channeling and now sharing the memories.
I didn't understand. I don't know if it was the narrator, but I don't know if that was a nightmare or if they were sharing something together. I, I just put that in the notes because I don't know if the
You mean
narrator
in their
threw me.
dreams? Are you talking about
I
their
don't,
dreams
yeah, I don't
or
know in
their
the beginning
memories?
in chapters 1 through 3. I don't know if they shared a memory together or if it was a dream that she was having. They were sharing memories.
Okay, with that, you have to keep reading in the book. There is an
Oh, okay.
explanation
So
for it.
there is a connection to what I wrote. Oh, okay.
Yes. I don't want to give too much away, but yes.
Okay. Okay.
So, you just have to keep reading, and it does down the line. It will explain that issue. But yeah, when I was reading, I was like, memories, dreams. Why are they similar a little bit? Something is. I was confused on that as well. I was like, wait. And then once I read it, I was like, okay,
Now
yes,
there is a lot of new characters in
yes.
this
I'm very
book.
confused on a lot
Like,
of. Yeah,
and a
there's
lot
there's
of bitchy characters. Like we have Aurora, who is supposed to keep an eye on Zayden and Violet, and
Mhm.
there is Traeger, which I don't know where Traeger came from, but and
Yeah, I
then
don't remember him in Iron Flame
I don't either.
or
But I
even
won't go
Trophy.
too into depth because he plays another major part in next further chapters. Traeger plays a very cute part, but not a big part.
Okay. Why
And
it's not triggering me who he is.
yeah,
Probably in
see,
the
I don't
next part
remember. I
when
don't
I read the notes the next for the next episode, it'll come back to me.
and then let's see. Kat is still bitchy and envious
But
of.
she's funny though.
She's
I
gotten a little different now that Zayden has turned Venom, and it seems like her and Violet are getting close. Imogen's getting close.
hmm Well,
Um,
I felt like Imogen and Violet were getting a little bit closer in Iron Flame after like when Zayden was like, "You need to train her," or this, remember when they were on the training mat?
yeah,
Um, she couldn't stand her, but I believe since like Violet has been with Zayden, I think that relationship is growing into a friendship.
I think so too. And I
Okay.
think now that it almost feels like Violet has taken over the Rebels crew that Zayden was once a part of. I feel like since finding out Zayden is Venom, I think Violet has taken over the Rebels crew that Zayden once had. I don't
Yeah,
think Zayden's a part of it as much.
I agree with that. I've noticed like she's like, we're doing this, we're doing A, B, and C, and my rules, this and that. Da, 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 I believe that she is like. I agree. She's like the leader.
Now, I don't like Darren's or yeah, Darren's
Dane.
dad, Dane's dad, yes.
Oh, Atos? Oh,
Eh,
oh, yes. Do not like Atos. Atos is a straight up
and
asshole.
now he's a general.
I know. And then he was just like, well, let's see if it's in this one. It should be in this one. I just didn't like his tone. I just don't like his tone. Like how he was like, well, I'm taking over your mom's office. And I'm just like, bro, shut the fuck up. What? Yeah,
Yeah, and I think
yeah,
he's
I
looking
don't
for,
like him.
I think he's gonna look for any and everything just to try and
To
basically cancel.
bring
Yeah.
to bring them down to trouble or and yeah, I don't care for him at
Now,
all.
what about Dean? What are your thoughts on him so far?
Dane,
Yeah, I keep
I don't
saying
trust him.
Dean.
I still don't
No?
trust him. No, I don't know about him. I mean, yes, he helped. He how do you say like he helped, but I just there's just something in the back of my head just like don't trust him. Just don't trust him. I know. I mean, he seems okay, but I'm not putting my guard down for Dane right now. My walls are still up for him because it's just something about him I just do not trust. And I'm really liking. Is his name Riddick?
Uh,
Riddick?
oh, yes, Riddick.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I
really
really.
liking his sense of humor and how he has really just come to the aid of Zayden. I think
Mhm.
they've known each other a really long time.
Yeah, I have some theories down the line for that,
Okay.
and I do. And then also with Mira.
Yes, Mira.
Um, I don't know. I don't know if I like the sister that much. She reminds me too much of their mom.
Yeah.
It just,
There's a lot of things that makes me feel like she's a little jealous
oh, most
of
definitely. Oh,
of
yes.
her, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
think Mira's kind of had it a little different than Violet. You know, she was closer to the mother. Violet was closer to the dad.
Mhm.
Um,
And Violet wasn't supposed to be a dragon rider. She was supposed to be a scribe. And then when
mm,
she came in, Violet was, she like, even though she's the smallest and the weakest, she's still the strongest, if that makes sense.
strong heart.
Yeah. So I think that's probably why Mira is like that. And it's just her tone. Like, if you listen to it, I'm just like, I
Oh
don't,
yeah, in further episodes and further chapters, you can definitely hear and sense the jealousy from her.
oh, yeah. And then you
Um,
could, even in the other last two books, how she was against Zayden, she didn't like him. I don't think she still really does. She just tolerates him because of Violet, I
right.
believe.
And I think too, I think she's not the only one that can stand Zayden right now. I think Serengale is going through some issues with
Sigel,
him,
yeah,
Sigel, and I
Sigel.
think Taryn's
Oh,
going through some stuff with him.
yeah, I don't, with Taryn, he's been a little whiny dragon. I'm like, really, bro? And then when he goes off on his tantrums, I'm just like, oh Lord, shut up. And I just start laughing about it. But yeah, I don't know. He's been on one. Zayden's been on one so far in the beginning of the book. I was like, I get it. He's trying to like, I understand because he's Venom. He's not trying to get close to Violet. He's trying to keep his walls up and everything. But if I just don't think he's gonna hurt her. I really truly don't think he would.
I
So,
think maybe all his emotions are mixed all in with the
hmm
venom. I think so. I think, you know, he don't know how to control all these new powers that he has.
hmm
Or that we know. I'm sure he has a lot if he pulls from the earth.
hmm and then you have here for Taryn. Now they're looking after Violet, and then you have what was that quote from? You have it in quotations.
Uh oh, the quotations were is that Brody, Garrick, and Imogen all are looking after her. It's not just it's about Zayden. It's about Brody and Garrick and Riddick and Imogen and even Kat too looking after her. We do see Alark. I think that's how you say his name, Alark, Prince Alark, who remember in book too, he goes there and Violet remembers who he is. And
Hmm.
I quite didn't understand his character in the ending of Iron Flame, but now I'm understanding him a little bit more. He went into hiding from his father and his brother, and then he gets word that his brother shows up at Basgiath.
Yes. Okay, let's go back to this a little bit because um they talk about Violet's love life in the last two books because I don't remember.
No, I don't remember that at all, and that's why I was like, well, I thought, uh,
I thought it was
uh,
all about Dane.
right.
You know what I mean? I didn't know like she had a love interest with a prince or a prince,
Yeah,
correct?
he is Alaric's older brother. And at first I thought that was the father. In the beginning I'm like, okay, they really are
Yeah.
not saying who he was, and then they said who he was, and I'm like, oh damn. And that just sparked another laugh crazy moment for me because Zayden went like
Oh, I
all
know. Like
jealous.
I
And
could
she
see
was
him.
like, uh-huh.
I was picturing it. I was just like, "Oh, he is pissed."
Oh, I loved it. And when like how do you say his name? Haydelin? When he
Who?
like brushes her hair, Alaric's older brother, when he
Oh,
shows
yeah, I
up,
don't remember how to say his name.
when he goes through her hair, like brushes through her hair, Zayden gets all pissy. And the
Hmm.
whole like chapter, what was it? Chapter 4 through 9. It's all about the jealousy of Zayden, and he wants to know the love life, which I kind of didn't understand. He's like, "Well, did you love him?" Well, that doesn't matter now.
Yeah, it shouldn't matter now because she is with him. So it shouldn't matter.
Yeah,
And that's what she was trying to tell him. It doesn't matter. But he's all, we're not done. We're finishing this conversation later. And she's pretty much was like, okay, bring it on.
yeah. And then I
So
find out later on why things didn't work out with that cocky son of a bitch,
hmm.
Prince.
Yeah.
So I don't
I
trust his ass as far as I could.
Oh no,
I like a
no.
lot. I like Alaric. I really like him. He seems like he would be more like laid back. Let's handle business without temper tantrums.
Hmm.
Let's do this.
Hmm.
But I can't stand the prince.
No. I just when he came into the picture, I just knew something was fishy about him. Like,
But they didn't say anything in Iron Flame about
no, they
him.
didn't. So a lot of these characters, I'm like, who the hell are you? You weren't in the other two books. There's no introduction of them. They're just like, bam, slam into the story. I'm like, where you come from? So
Yeah, like
I was,
Aurora, she's a new character. Traeger's a new character.
mhm.
Hayden is a new character. Um, who else? I know there's going to be a lot of new characters because it is a school, it is Best Guys. They're gonna have new first years, second years.
Of course, but it was just
Speaking,
still
yeah, speaking
confusing.
of first years, I thought Alaric was a first year, and or no, it's still 18 months. But after 18 months, wouldn't he have graduated and be a second year?
He would be a second year, I would think, unless didn't pass something. And they, like if you don't pass something, they make you stay back in the first year. So maybe he didn't pass something, but that's very odd because he seems pretty like smart and stuff. So I don't know. That's a good point because I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I caught that later on, but I
Hmm.
mean, we're already talking about him now, but they didn't say anything. Like you said, there was no introductions.
No, there wasn't any introductions at all. And then
We still have Sawyer. Sawyer's still alive and kicking, even though he only has one
refresh my
leg.
memory on Sawyer because I
Sawyer was like this goofy. He seemed like a warm-hearted kid. He's the only one that can do a signet, and they're trying to get him out of bed so he can do it, so he can go with the crew and help with the
yes.
cure and all that. But I think he's right now in the beginning. I think he's in his depressed mode.
Hmm.
Because he lost one leg, but he's learning to sign
That's
because
right. That's right. Because he was in Iron Flame, correct?
yeah, he lost his leg towards the end of Iron Flame, and remember he has
Okay.
a crush on the scribe,
That's right. That's right.
and he's learning how
Justinia.
to sign.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Justinia.
uh-huh. You say it good, I
Okay, that's
don't.
right. Because I'm like, wait a minute, where did he come from? But Liam had a crush on Justinia, right? Too.
You know what? Maybe.
Yeah, because I was like, yeah, yeah. Because remember when he had to start following Violet around and Zayden ordered him to,
Oh, yeah, and he
and
would get all like weird in
Giddity
front
and
of her.
stuff like this.
Yeah.
See, I Sawyer, maybe I just didn't pay really enough attention to him. But yeah, I know he does now have like a thing for Jacinia, but
Hmm.
it was Liam too as well.
Wow, I didn't even remember that.
Yeah, I know, I remember him like always happy to go with Violet to the
Hmm.
scribe area, whatever they called it. So,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
and
Wow.
then also while we're on the Liam, did you see Rebecca Yarros when she was talking about they asked who would, I think pretty much who she wanted to kill off and this and that, and then she was pretty much saying, "Oh, Liam, I knew from the get-go that he would be killed off." Yeah, she said that in in the podcast. She's like, "Oh, I already knew. I'm a plotter." Those were her quote. Those were her exact words. I'm
Now
a
I know his sister is kind of standoffish from Violet since she pulled her mother's magic. I do see her
yeah.
a couple of times in the book so
Yeah, I
far.
don't see her very often. She's not in the book. Well, right now, no. You know what? To think about it, what I've been reading, not a lot. Mm-mm.
No, she's very like standoffish right
Mm-hmm.
now, staying away from Violet
Mm-hmm.
because of the whole pulling her mother's magic and doing the wards, lifting the wards.
Yeah. Let's see. What else did you have? We pretty much talked about that, Mary. You put Mira and Brendan found out what Violet with Ariana, the little dragon.
Yes, they found out that she is who she is. I don't think they knew. I don't think Violet was gonna tell them in Iron
Oh, what she
Flame.
was, like a feather tail?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I don't think she was going to. I don't remember how they found out, but they found out.
yeah. Um, and
Because she
then
should have kept that. Like, I mean, I know those are her siblings, but I don't know. I wouldn't have.
what's your thoughts on her brother? Because he's not very, as far as I'm reading, he's not in any more chapters except for the beginning part, and then he's no more.
Oh, he's there.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah, he's there. But I don't know. I can't read him very well yet.
Okay.
I just think he might be up. I don't know. He's a little fishy. He's a little eh. I'm still
Mm-hmm.
wondering about him. Walls are like halfway up with him. Like
Right.
kind of trust, kind of don't trust, even though you're a sibling.
I'm that way with Mira right now. Where I'm at in the book, I'm kind of like that. There's another
Me too.
character. There's another character, Drake. He's new too.
Yeah, who the hell are you? Who the hell Drake? Who is
Yeah,
he?
and his interaction with her with Mara is kind of like like
Has
maybe
a
I'm
thing for
thinking
her,
too
maybe?
yeah maybe I'm thinking too far ahead, but I'm thinking that I think that he kind of has a little crush on Mara
Maybe.
because he's new too. So we got Aurora, Traeger, and then Alark's brother, the Prince, and
Hmm.
then we have all these other different characters that are
You
coming
don't
along.
really. Hmm, you hear about them here and there throughout the book, but not as much as like in the beginning.
Right, right.
So I do know that for a fact.
And
And
I
then
think Drake and Kat are cousins. I think I read that right.
I think so.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think so. I think so. And then Zayden is pissed because Violet wants to risk everything to find a cure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I get why she wants to find a cure. So I would probably, if I was in Violet's shoes, I think I would be doing the same thing to try to save Zayden or, you know, the person I love or whatever. I think I would be doing the same thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would be doing the same thing. I would behave the same way that she's
Oh
behaving, or
yeah,
probably even worse. Um,
probably. Yeah, with I'm thinking about my attitude. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'd be like,
yeah.
let's go now. Fuck the teachers. Fuck this. Let's go. Oh, I mean,
And
she does. I mean, you know, but I will be doing the exact same crap. And
yeah.
then father, yeah, yeah. And then we discussed that about hiding.
I don't like how Taryn refrains as Zayden as the Dark One.
Me either. And I know he's probably pissed, but I mean, he did it to save Violet.
And I don't get why everybody's pissed off. I mean, I know that riding his dragon is very uncomfortable. They're not talking to each other.
Zigel is pretty pissed. She doesn't want to talk. She doesn't really talk to him. I think that changes though. I want to say it might
Okay.
change. Yeah.
I like the threesome of the three dragons. I think it's hilarious. I think, uh, how do you say her name? Aradonda?
I
Aradonda?
cannot pronounce that
I
little
think she
dragon's
makes
name.
the perfect pinch of the in this book. Like her spunky attitude, her like sarcasm. It kind of reminds me of my one of my boys. I just like what comes to her mind and she just spits it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know you're like way ahead of me and you know more, but I'm just living in
I
the moment
can't.
of notes right now.
I know. I'm looking at the notes and I keep looking at the notes like, shut up, Melissa. Don't ruin it. I am not going to.
I
I'm
even thought
not.
about going. I At one point I even thought about going towards the end. I'm like, fuck, this is just too much
No,
for
you
me.
can't. You have to read it through. You can't like
I
skip
am.
around. You have to read it through.
Yep, that's why I'm doing both.
And then right here, you noted like see there's the black dragon and then the cover just you have to
Now I
read.
know. Speaking of the cover, I noticed that she keeps referring to Zayden's eyes as onyx. Like his eyes are onyx. If they're not red, they're onyx.
So they're black then, but then why does Violet say that they are amber? I don't.
I've noticed like several times she had mentioned your eyes look onyx.
Yeah, so oh, you meant Violet. Yeah, okay. It makes sense. You know what? It kind of does make sense though because his eyes are onyx and she's stone. She's silver.
Oh, okay.
So that's my theory on it. I don't know,
Okay.
but that's my theory of it. Because looking at the book cover, I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Do you
Onyx.
think there's clues in the book covers that we just didn't see?
Oh, I'm seeing it. Oh, I know there's a clue. Now that I read where I'm at, oh yeah, there. Yeah. But it
I've got
has nothing to do with. Well, it does have something to do with Violet, but not Zayden. That I right now that I know of.
okay.
One of the clues that I know,
Okay.
but I can't go into
I
to
know.
that
I know. I know.
until you till you get there, and then you'll be like, oh.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah,
All right.
I think there's quite a few clues in this cover, but again, I only know of one, well, two now because I think we figured it out with the onyx and the storm. So three. I found
Okay.
there's three clues. The clue that you don't know about yet.
Okay.
I could be wrong though in the clue. I don't know. You can tell me your thoughts once you get there.
Okay.
So, but
Okay.
I still don't understand why Liam's sister I don't know. I'm not there yet. I'm not at the end, but she doesn't come. I don't see her in the book anywhere else really. Why can't she siphon the venom? I don't understand why she can't siphon the venom or venom, whatever it is.
I don't
Maybe.
know, or maybe she's too scared after
I
what
mean, I
she
know
went
she's
through.
still like a first. Is she a first year, second year, or something? I think she's second year now. But it's just like, why can't you just make Satan all good again?
No, because then that wouldn't be a story. They need to
I
prolong
know.
it. You ever watch soap operas and they just
Yes. And they prolong it and prolong it.
on next week's episode and they keep
Yeah.
prolonging it.
You're like, I want to know.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to prolong these episodes of the podcast with each section of
Yes.
chapters.
And then you have really quickly at the end here, I don't know how to pronounce that name, but warns Violet about hiding her dragons. Then was
Yes,
confused
oh my
about,
god. Oh
and
my
it
goodness.
was confused about Violet's nightmares.
Yes, the
Thought that
narrator messed me
that
up with
was
that.
real. Yeah, just with the nightmares. There's a you gotta read.
Right. Remember in I think it was towards the end of Fourth Wing or during Fourth Wing into Iron Flame, she kept having the nightmares and the nightmares almost came true. That's why Zayden is the way that he is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, because the nightmares didn't they start in the end of
Wait a
Fourth Wing?
minute.
Huh?
Wait a minute.
What?
Are the nightmares something?
I, 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 I
I gotta read.
mm-hmm.
Nightmares, everybody.
But
Remember,
the dreams and stuff, the
nightmares.
nightmares started in Fourth Wing, right?
Yes,
Okay. I'm surprised you haven't put two and two together
I
yet.
am. I just don't want to say anything for our
Okay.
viewers that we
Yeah.
haven't. Yeah,
Don't say anything with the viewers, but I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm hoping you're putting this
I
together.
am. I'm reading your eyes. You're telling me with your eyes.
I'm trying not to, but
But I kind of sense that, though. If you're telling me what I think you're telling me, I think I sense that in book one and two. I'm like,
because
it makes sense now. After I read that again, it makes sense now. We'll have to continue this.
yes, it's gonna be to continue. So thanks for tuning in for this episode, chapters 1 through 9,
Mm-hmm.
and next week it's going to be chapters 10 through 16. So stay tuned because we
Mm-hmm.
have more theories and more perspectives on our end of it. And if you are listening on all of our platforms, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, thank you so much for listening. And if you are watching us from YouTube, thank you for watching us and joining in. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. And then if you're not following us on the other platforms, hit the follow button. That will mean so much to us. We're trying to push out our podcast. And then till then, we will see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.